Hello everyone, I am Mr. Demonology and this is a review for the deck Lucifer's Tarot. Now honestly, I was a little intimidated when I first saw this deck, but I knew I had to have it at the very least as a collectible item because of just how many different demonic type spirits are, you know, painted in this deck. I'm an artist, I'm a huge fan of artwork, and this deck has beautifully rendered images. I'm pretty sure they were done with acrylic paints. Like, I don't think they were digitally done at all. I don't think anything was digital in here. If it was, it's kind of hard for me to differentiate between the digital and like the hand painted stuff because it really just all looks painted. There are 105 cards in this deck, which is a lot. I mean, 78 is like the typical, and this is way more than that. The cards are they're a little thin, but they're not too bad. They're about the thickness of a regular playing card. This is the card backs. This is what they look like on the back. They're not very large. They're about the size of a playing card, like a poker card. They're kind of small, I guess. Like, not too small. Like, this is a Rider Waite typical card, so you see they're a little smaller. It's not too bad though. I mean, obviously Oracle decks are way bigger, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. They also have you can get them in a much larger size, but I think the larger size is like way like humongous. So I just want it like a regular, something I can hold in my hand and shuffle properly since there's so many cards in this deck. So that's what the deck looks like. So the deck, I think it was maybe $50 or something. I'm not sure. It was something like that. It was a little pricey, but I mean, each card is like its own piece of artwork, so I feel like I'm paying for 105 pieces of artwork for that price, which doesn't seem so bad at all. I guess it's a specialty deck also. And this is what the box looks like. It has this like eye like plastered on there. It's kind of cool. The name is, what do you call it, holographic, so that is what it is. That's what the side of it looks like. 105 Arcana. I don't know if you can see that. This is the other side of the box, and this is the back. I guess I could read it really quick. Lucifer's Tarot is a magical and predictive system of the ancient world whose specifics were fully described by Ingvar, a genuine black magician. This unique deck is based on ancient knowledge and wisdom. It includes all the mysteries of Kabbalah, magical astrology, the Clipotic world and its infernal habitants, rules and laws for summoning demons, great dark gods, kings of the night, archdemons, and lords of hell. Tarot Lucifer consists of 105 colorful arcana and is distinguished by its supreme level of printing and artistic style. According to the popular belief, this deck can neither burn nor sink in water. A spellful deck is a bridge and mediator between the world of darkness and practitioners of black arts. With the help of this deck, you will be able to establish contact with your inner genius, learn how to summon spirits and enlist their help, and develop yourself much faster. Tarot Lucifer's magic is a source of immense occult power. By its layout, you can assess the stage of your spiritual development, find out which forces can assist you in your current life circumstances, and predict the everyday challenges that lay before you. So that's kind of a mouthful, but there's pros and cons to this deck. I don't know if it can burn or sink in water because I paid over. Actually, did I pay $50 for it? It's a little pricey, so obviously you're not gonna try to burn it or sink it in water. I mean, if you want to buy an extra deck and test that out, I would love to see if that's true or not, but I'm not going to test it out myself. Now, the box it's very beautiful. It's very nice packaging, but it's cardboard. It's just like thin, kind of flimsy cardboard. It's not too flimsy, actually. It's like, you see, it's like a double layer here. But there's a magnet inside, so it's magnetic, which keeps it closed, which is cool. But this part right here is kind of thin, so every time I open the box, I feel like I'm gonna rip the lid right off of it. so I don't keep the cards in here to preserve the box. But also, I like to keep my cards out, the ones I use most frequently at least. So this is the deck, and this is the book. I'm going to show you the cards first and talk about the deck, and then after I show you the cards, then I'm going to go through the book, because I prefer when I see the cards first, and I've already done too much talking. So I'm just going to flip through the cards and talk a little bit about the deck. I'll try to go fast. They're in no particular order because it's a big deck, and I had limited time to even shoot this video, but I wanted to get it out there. So, Lucifer's Tarot, I ordered it, and it was kind of expensive, and it did not even come to my house. It was delivered to the wrong address entirely, and I was very upset. And then I had a knock on the door, and somebody I don't know who was delivered my package brought my package to me with this deck in it. The package was unopened. So I was like, how many people would go out of their way to deliver a package that was misdelivered to their house? Like, nobody. They usually just open it. So that was like crazy. But the crazier part still is that when I bought this deck, it was not delivered to my house. It was supposed to be delivered. It never arrived. And I, made a note of that on Amazon. And so they refunded me all of my money. And I was upset, but I was like, I'm going to rebuy this deck anyway. But before I could rebuy it, that was when I had the knock on the door. I think that was the day after. And they delivered my package to me. So the cards still found their way to me, and for free, basically. So I don't know if I was meant to own this deck or what the deal was with that, but I found that to be very strange, but in a cool way. I do support the creator of this deck. I bought his other deck, which is the Tarot of Shadows. Where is it? Here. I have the little book here. The Tarot of Shadows, which is also a really cool deck. But, yeah. Let me go faster. So this deck is pretty cool. I don't say the names out loud because names have power. And although it's more about the intent behind the name when you say it, because there are just so many names in this deck, and I also don't want to butcher any of them, I'm not going to read their names. Plus, it would kind of take up too much time. So as you can see, the paintings are extremely detailed. Some of the cards you can kind of guess what they mean from the artwork. Some of them you absolutely cannot. The book has a lot of pros and cons, and I have a lot of pros and cons with the deck too. The cards, they kind of have a more mysterious feel to me. They feel very kind of dark almost, but not in like an evil kind of a way. Just like some of the imagery is a little savage, you could say. Some of it is almost comical because just, some demons, they just look a little different, I guess, than you would suspect them to look like. So as you can see, there's all different kinds of artwork, but it's very detailed, some of it. So it's really, really cool stuff. I like to use these cards. It's called tarot, and I guess there technically is a major arcana, but it's only like, I don't know, I think it's less than 20 cards that make up the major arcana. It's not, there aren't really, I guess there are kind of like suits, but it's so like loosely done. I don't even use the cards like that. I just kind of use them more like an oracle deck because it's just so many cards. My biggest con about the deck, more than anything, is that the book, as informative as it is, and it is very informative about a lot of different things relating to the tarot, it does not give deep meanings about a lot of the cards. Some cards, it gives like a small like snippet of an oracle interpretation for the card. Some cards, it doesn't give any at all. Like, I think there's at least maybe about 20 of the cards like within a certain like branch of the cards, because they're separated into like little subsections of cards. One of the sections of cards, there is no oracle meanings to it. It just has the properties of the card, like what the spirit takes precedence over, like whether it be wealth or destroying enemies or studying or traveling or things like that. But there aren't, some of the cards don't have any oracle meaning at all in the book. And it's like, what is this card supposed to mean? Like, what do I, so, or when they do have a meaning, it'll literally just be like one little sentence. Like one card, it's like, it says like, something must be sacrificed. Like that's literally the whole meaning. So I find myself having to rely more on intuition than actual help from the book. Some of the cards have a small little meaning, so you can kind of, you know, make up a meaning for the cards more or less, which I guess is fine because when you create meanings for cards, it's easier for them to speak to your intuition. But I am excited though, and even though that was one of my cons, I'm happy to take it back because the creator I found out recently is creating this big hardcover book filled with deep in detail meanings for all the cards, extended oracle meanings of the cards. And I was like, thank you so much. I don't think it's out yet at all. I think it's only available in Russian right now, but I've seen the cover. It looks really nice. I think it's hardcover. Has like a ribbon, a red ribbon coming out of it, I think. But it looks really, really cool, and I'm totally gonna buy it. You know, because this deck has grown on me a lot. I love the artwork. You know, it's really cool, interesting. You know, so I mean, plus I don't practice black magic. I mean, I don't consider myself a black magician or anything. I love demonology because I had hence my username, Mr. Demonology. It was a phase I went through when I was in middle school. I studied angels, I studied demons, I studied a lot of different things actually. So I was like, oh, cool, you know, they have a whole deck, you know, and I always love like demons. They're always so interesting, like, because there's so much more to them than what people suspect or think. And when I saw this deck, it was love at first sight. I had to buy it. At the very least, just for the artwork as something that's collectible, because the artwork is just amazing and it blows me away every time I use this deck, how beautiful some of the art is. Now, I don't know what the name of the artist is who worked on the deck. I just know, I believe that more than one painter worked on the deck, because I feel like I've seen more than one art style, although it's kind of a subtle difference. So it may just be one painter. I don't know. The man who made the deck is named Ingvar. I think he's on YouTube, but I don't think he speaks very well in English, so I don't think he has videos in English. Not that I know of. I just bought these on Amazon, so you can get them there too. They didn't have too many copies available, but I mean, I'm sure they still have some left. So basically, I went through the deck and I ascribed a meaning, extended meanings based on what I felt the card could mean in a more trivial sense, in a more everyday, as it applied to everyday life. So I gave the cards my own meanings, my own small meanings. So that's how I use the deck. I use them for like a daily pull, or sometimes I'll pull a few cards. But yeah, that's the deck. I have to go faster because like video can't be longer than 15 minutes. What can I say? So yeah, so I'll probably have to alter some of the meanings of the cards once the full book comes out, which I'm super hyped for. But this is the deck. Each card has 2 symbols on it. The demonic sigil, which I guess is for like the seal of the demon, the demonic spirit, for summoning the spirit or for communicating with the spirit, should you decide to do something like that. And then there's a second symbol. The secondary symbol, I have absolutely no idea what it means. I don't even think it's mentioned in the book. Like this card does not have a seal because it's not one of the demons of the Goetia. I don't know how to pronounce that. Don't make fun of me. So obviously, they created a secondary symbol. So I'm assuming this symbol can be used the same way this one would be used, but I have no idea what this second symbol is at all. I don't know what it's for. So each card has 2 symbols on it. It has the number and the name. I still don't know what these symbols are for though. Okay. But yeah, this is the deck. This is the book. What else can I say? Okay, so this is what the book looks like. I'm not going to read it too much because, it's full of like background information on like different archetypes. Archetypes? No, that's not right. It's full of different, what do you call it? Like a ranking system of demons, like how they rank within a certain caste system. That doesn't sound right either. But yeah, it just goes into like the different demons, like the higher ranked demons, I guess, and spirits, and their role in hell, I guess, and like the kinds of like armies they preside over. And then, so there's like a lot of like I don't say excess information. Like this is one card and it has the name, it has information about who they are, like in hell. It talks about their general appearance and what they preside over, like what they are the spirit of, or what they can help you with. It talks about their astrological symbols, time of day, keyword, place of manifestation, their words of power, magical characteristics, predictive characteristics is like the oracle meaning, but you see how short that is. It's like one sentence, and then it goes already to the next one. So you see some of these cards, they're so short of a meaning, and it's like that for pretty much all of them. Then it gets to a certain point where, like here, the meanings get even smaller. Like it doesn't even give you an oracle meaning. It just has the name of the card, what it basically is, a little bit of information about it, and there's no like meaning. This one at least tells you what the magical characteristics are, but even then, that's not a lot. So sometimes it's not even enough to go off of, to be honest. Like these right here, this one doesn't even give you a magical characteristic that's very long. It just says creating of spells and prompting illusions of beauty. So you can like weave a meaning from that, but it's you're kind of reaching at some points. And as you can see, these give predictive properties, but that's all it gives. It doesn't give any extra information at all. So it's a little bit like, and I think 3 or 4 of these cards, they literally don't tell you anything. They just say everything is hidden from the querent, which some decks do that. They have that one card, which is like, this is something you're not meant to know or something like that. But there's literally like 4 cards in this deck that all have that same meaning. Out of that, there are layouts. This is the birth layout. I'll show you up close so you can kind of see it. I don't want to get in too detail in the book because, you should still buy it if you're interested, definitely. The book is small, but it's well made. As you can see, there's like these little flames, like faint colored flames on all the pages, which is kind of funny and kind of neat. It comes with this red ribbon bookmark on the book. The cover also has like the little eye on it. And see, it says Lucifer's Tarot. It's kind of rubbed off because I've used the book so much at this point. And yeah, that's kind of what the book is. There's a lot of layouts, as you can see. So that's really good. Like it has so many layouts, and it just has like extra information about like the author and what he believes and what he supports, basically. And yeah, that's Lucifer's Tarot. It is also basically 216 pages, which is pretty hefty for a little book. It's pretty sturdy too. It's made out of, it feels like not leather, but some kind of thick material. So this is the whole deck, and this is the book, and it comes in this box here. So overall, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful deck to use if you are just a collector, if you're interested in black magic, but especially if you're interested in demonology. Like this is like a must-have if you're interested in both demonology and tarot. I think it's a great art piece, this just as a whole. Like I said, if you want to use it like actively, then just be prepared to have to work off intuition more than with help from the book, because the book's meanings are very brief at times. But honestly, it hasn't deterred me too much from using the deck. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to have the extended meanings in the book, and I will probably be reviewing that book when I buy it and read it. This deck is a little bit on the steep side. I think it was around $50, but honestly, in my opinion, it was worth it. I think it's great. I think it was a great addition to my collection, and I have a soft spot for it. I think it's a great tool. And also, if you actually do work with demonic spirits, then I think this could also be very invaluable, because I know it involves working with the seal, and the seal is printed onto the card along with an image of like said demon. So it would make it easier. You can use the cards for focusing on to get into a trance-like state if that's what you do. To each his own, right? So that is my review for Lucifer's Tarot. And that's about all I have to say on it, pretty much. Yeah, that's about all I can say. I think it's a great deck, and I think it's worth the price. So thank you, and I will see you in the next deck review, I guess. And so that's all I have to say. So that is Mr. Demonology signing out.